All right, what's on the bench? The people at TIDRADIO sent in their latest radio. This is called the TD-H9. And so standard UHF, VHF type, all things radio. There's not a lot to say about these radios these days. Everybody's got the same stuff inside usually. The tricks on this one is it has Bluetooth, and there's an app, so you can talk to your iPhone with an app. This one also has a GPS receiver in it, so it can determine where it is. And then it has APRS, so it can be a beacon. If you're not familiar with APRS, you set your radio up and you set the frequency you want your radio to beacon. So every once in a while, without you doing anything, the radio will go ahead and send out a short transmission saying who it is and where it is. And then that information ends up on a website, aprs.fi or something like that. I'll put a picture here. And you can see that it's a map, and then you can zoom around. You can see everybody on the map, and you can find yourself, and you can say, show me the last hour, show me the last 24 hours, and you can watch where the radio has moved. Okay, it's like a tracking device. So if you like to do backpacking or bicycling or boating or whatever, you can watch where you go, and your loved ones can watch where you go. It can be a safety thing. So anyway, APRS. Let's take a look at the manual that came with this thing. All right, so certainly you can use the radio all you like for receiving. If you're going to transmit on the radio, then you need a ham radio license, so get that out of the way. Transmitting frequency, this is going to be really small, isn't it? Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh, there we go. Transmitting frequency ranges 136 to 174, 220 to 260, 350 to 390, and 400 to 520. Now, you can't transmit on those if you don't have the right authorization. It has an FM radio, so you can listen to broadcast to stereo FM. It does AM demodulation, so that's really, really nice. These days, I won't buy a radio unless it has AM demodulation because I really like listening to the airplanes. And this one will receive from 108 to 136 megahertz VHF, 136 to 174, 220, 220 here. Yeah, so AM, it can do AM a whole bunch of places. In fact, I didn't even know I was playing with it, and the tower here locally also has a 257 megahertz for the tower frequency. Usually the tower frequency is at 124, but anyway, 199 channels, CTS, all that other stuff, all the standard radio stuff, tones, microphone gain, scanning, it'll scan. It also has a little spectrum analyzer built in, Roger beep if you like that, does NOAA radio, blah, 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 yeah. Let's turn it on here. Here we go. It's standard stuff. You get tired of these small little displays setting up everything, but high power, wide FM, channel 1. Let's see here. Let's go to so you can step through all the frequencies you have set here. So I have a couple set here. I've got high power, mid power, and low power. We'll measure that on the machine, and then low power, mid power, high power for VHF. I don't know. It's got a whole bunch of just random frequencies in here. Let's go up a little bit here. There we go. 124 is the tower frequency locally here. This is the ground frequency. This is the big, what's called NorCal control. If you're up flying around, you talk to them people. Here's that frequency, 157.6. I didn't know that existed. So you can see it's 250, but it's AM demodulated. So yeah, pretty cool. This is the ATIS frequency. So a lot of FM things and AM things, right? So this is FM. This is weather. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Menu things, you can set your radio settings, your programming settings, your analog stuff. Then you can set radio information for things like APRS. You can do scanning, turn on and off Bluetooth, and you can do SMS messaging. So I think that's actually part of APRS, if I remember correctly. You can actually send an SMS message to your friend, and vice versa, I think. It's a little bit tricky, but basically, it's a little bit of a cheat, right? It's like you send this frequency of radio, and it goes to some other people's radios. There's radios everywhere, and you can set those up as receivers. So let's say you're out somewhere and you send an SMS message. Well, you send it on, I don't know, VHF or UHF, whatever you do, and it gets received, and it says, oh, there's a message. So then it says, okay, I'm going to send that to other radios. So it can do radio-to-radio transfers, but most of the time, it just goes to the internet. So that's the kind of the cheat. It just sends it off on the internet, then the internet sends it off as an SMS, and then you'll finally get it. So anyway, and then GNSS is the actual GP, the satellite receiver in here that detects what location you're at. Site type is for the APRS stuff. Here's APRS. So anyway, it's got a lot of stuff in it. So it's analog radio, but then it's got all the digital stuff for the APRS and things like that, and the SMS stuff. I've actually tried all that stuff. I find it very cumbersome. I can imagine, it might be kind of like a safety thing or just a fun thing. A lot of people just like playing with radios. The APRS I had the most fun with in the past. It is a fun thing. I used to take the dog walking and then program the radio to beacon every 10 minutes, and then I could go home and I could say, okay, here's where me and IMSAI dog went. It would draw a map. You can see where you went. Kind of fun. All right, let's see if we can't hear something on the radio here. I have a little adapter. It takes it from SMA to BNC. Got a bunch of these. They're nice. You screw them onto the radio, and then you can hook up other things. I've got an external antenna up on the roof, a J-pole that seems to work fine. So we'll attach that, and then we'll find some interesting frequencies and take a listen. All right, let's see if we can hear something. We should be. Here we go.
Depart runway 30 left and 30 right. Notice to airmen. Taxiway Victor closed between Beasley and Delta Semicolon.
So this is the ATIS for the airport that I'm next to. Let's see if we can hear some. Here we go.
TD-H9. Good day. Juliet, cross runway 30 right, contact ground. 30 right, ground, southwest. San Jose Tower exit 829 is on the RNAV Yankee 30 left. Tower runway 30 left, airline.
Okay, so that was the tower on the San Jose Airport. And we heard the ATIS for the San Jose Airport. Let's see if we can hear the
65 and 53, Redwood City. 72 and 52, Oakland. 69 and 53, Fremont.
That's the Weather Channel. So you get an idea. It's pretty good. So it can go pretty loud.
75 and 48.
Oh yeah. It can go really loud. All right, let's test the radio for output power. We'll use the 9821 here. And the first, let's see here, the first test we'll do is UHF. So I'm going to transmit on UHF in high power mode, and we should look here. Now we're getting 10.0 watts out, and then it drops down to 9.3. All right, that's good. Let's try medium power. Medium power gives us 5.3 watts. And low power gives us 3 watts, 2.9 watts. Okay. And that was at 425 megahertz. Let's try UHF. We will try high power, 9.5 watts, 9.8 watts. Okay. Let's try medium power on VHF, 6.3, and low power, 2.5. There you go. All right, let's hook up the speaker. I'll go to a receiver test, and we'll go back to. Okay, well we're at VHF. We'll do VHF. So you can hear that we're transmitting, and we're going to measure sinad. So here's a really strong tone. We're at 20 dB sinad, but you usually measure it at 12. So let me adjust it so it's about 12. Yeah, it's right about there. Maybe a little bit more. Certainly there. So 0.199 microvolts. Very good. 0.199 microvolts. Okay, let's try a UHF frequency. Let's see, 425.225. Okay, let's see if we'll get a nice strong tone there, 20 dB. So let's bring it down to 12 sinad. About there. So 0.158, even better, 0.158 microvolts. So, yeah, very, very nice. If people have never seen me measure sinad before, you hook the radio up to the input, and then there's a connector over here for audio in. So I made a cable here, and I put that in the earphone of the radio. So, and this goes in the antenna. So the machine inputs a small signal into the radio with modulation on it, and then it listens to it with the earphone thing here, and then it measures signal to noise and noise, adds those together, and gives you a dB of that signal to noise ratio. And the standard is that you measure about a 12 dB signal to noise, and then measure at what amplitude of input signal did that occur. 0.25 microvolts is kind of the standard, 0.21 microvolts, somewhere around in there. So this one beats it on all accounts, so it's a good receiver. Okay, we're going to do a quick test here on the spurious harmonics of the radios. The radio is going into an attenuator, and then the attenuator is going into the spectrum analyzer. And the spectrum analyzer says we have a 30 dB offset for the external attenuator. The top of the range here is plus 40 dBm, 10 watts. And you can see when I transmit, we're up there at 10 watts, and everything else is clean. That was at 425 megahertz. Let's go to VHF. Here is VHF. And we'll get a tiny little bump down there, but it's way down. So, yep, it's very clean. All right, so all I got time for. This is my review of the TIDRADIO TD-H9. Comes with a charging cable, a clip for your belt, a charger. If you don't like the orange band on there, comes with a blue band and a teal band. Yeah, there you go. Nice little radio.